Okay, welcome once again. So today we're going to be considering Nigerian Custom Service Mathematics past question and answer. Now, this is just the 16 page past question. I think this is for a particular year. So by tomorrow and next, maybe before you finish the exam, we're going to be studying the 140 something pages, right? So for this, we're just going to be considering the math aspect. This particular question has the answers already, so you can go ahead and study it. But for the maths, you need to understand the steps to get the solution, so that if they just tweak the numbers a little, you can still get your solution and continue, right? So the first one is question 16. Here is mathematical question. It says, so what is square root of 144? Is 12. You see, so you just go and pick it. Is 12. What is the smallest fraction? You can just look at the fraction and choose the smallest. But if they tweak these numbers and they are numbers you're not familiar with, or they are very large number, you can use your calculator. Just put the 5 answers, then look for the smallest or the highest depending on the question you're given. Then you have, that's question 19 over here. You can see question 19 over here. It says consider the sequence of numbers. Now, if the 48th term is A and the 51st term is B, what is A? What is B divided by A? What is B divided by A? Now, most of these questions, why we feel mathematics question they often repeat them is because to type them is actually hard, and the symbols may not appear properly. So anyone that appear properly, they may likely repeat those questions, right? So you look at mathematics maybe last if you're not mathematically inclined or not a science student, right? So considering this sequence of number, you can clearly see that it's not arithmetic, it's geometric. How do I know? If it is arithmetic, this number 6 minus 4 should be equal to 18 minus 6. But you see, this one now is the sequence is having common difference, and 6 divided by 2 here, uh you're going to get 3. Now 18 divided by 6 here, you're also going to get 3. 54 divided by 18 here is still going to get 3. So that's why we know this is a GP problem. We call it GP if you remember in your secondary school days, GP. So the formula is Tn is equal to a r raised to power n minus 1. Now if you don't remember this, you can either you skip the question, go back, think, but we know that the 48th term is A, right? So the 48th term is A, right? And then the first is 2. So that means your A is 2, right? Because the first one is 2. So you have 2 over here. Now your R is the common difference, which we get as 3, right? And then your N, we are talking about the 48, right? Is A. So we have 48 minus 1, which is going to be 48 minus 1. This is 47, right? So we also have B. Now, for sake of time, your B should be upon A. But let's just get B. So B here is going to be the same thing, 2 multiplied by 3 raised to power 50. Now you get 51 minus 1, which is what? 50, right? So what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to bring this 48, this value for A downward, because the question is what is B divided by A? You see, so this A is supposed to be here, and A was actually 2.3. Then we have, what do we have here? 47. Do you get that? 247. Now mathematically, what you can do here is very simple. This is multiplication, so 2 here can go with 2. Now this 47 can come up in indices, it will change to minus. So we have 50 minus 47 is 3. So you're left with 3, right? So you're left with 3 in the denominator, but the numerator now will be 350 minus 47 all over 3. So you have 3 raised to power 3, because 50 minus 47 is 3. So you have 3 raised to power 3. And what is 3 raised to power 3? 3 raised to power 3 is simply 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3, and you have 3 in the denominator all over 3. So it is 9, and that is why you get 3 multiplied by 3 is 9. Then multiply by 3, 3 multiplied by 3, 9. Multiply by 3 is 27, right? Because everything here is going up to the denominator. So you're not considering what is here because you have taken the powers up here, right? So that is why your answer is 27. Fantastic. So also I can send this edited after the video. Now, a trader bought goods for 15,000 and sold them for 18,000. What is the percentage profit? Two things involved. You can either go because of your time. If you know you don't have time, you can use the formula, or you just think of it as you're having 3k, right, as profit. And if you consider 15k, 3k is how many percent of 15k? Now 10% of 15k is 1.5. So another 10% is 3k. That is 20%. That's one way to go about this question, right? That's why it goes C. Now the formula is very simple. Your selling price minus cost price upon your cost price times 100. You're going to still get the same thing. In our case here now we have 18. We have 18k here, right? Minus 15k upon 15k, which is 15,000, multiplied by 100, multiplied by 100. Now you see this is 3k. This will give you 3k. This 0 will cancel this 0. This 0 will cancel this 0. So you have 3k upon 15. 3k divided by 15 is still 20. That's how you get 20%, right? Good. So now we can think of the next maths question. Is down. Where is it? Somewhere. Yeah, like here, right? 15k, 15% of 2k. If you pay your tithe, you can do this without using the calculator, right? And it's clearly if you're that religious now. But if you want to use the formula, is just 15 divided by 100 multiplied by 2000, right? It's very simple. So this go with this go with this, then 50 multiplied by 20, then you know that it is 300. So the answer to this in the brochure is not correct. So the answer should be 300, because 10% of 20k is already 200, right? So 5% should be 100. So this is wrong. The person that compiled this result is wrong. So we also have another one over here. It's very simple. These ones are very simple. So how to do them? You are learning this so that they can ask you for 25% or 30% or 19%, right? So this is how to do it. You already know how to do it now, right? Good. So this is 3x is equal to 12. Is elementary. So 3x, right? 3x is equal to 12. So you just divide both sides by 3. Anybody can do this. So x is equal to 4, right? So this 3 into 12 is 4. So anybody can do this. The average of these numbers, right? Just like the question you're asking. See, you have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. What is the average of this number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So there are 5 of them. So you now add all of them divided by 5. So you can take this and this with 100, 150. So you have 150 divided by 5, which is 30. You see, that is why you get C. So average simply means combine the items, add them together. That's for this one you have 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40 then plus 50, right? You add them together divided by the total number, then you get what you're looking for. Now we also have another one here. A man bought a radio for 5k and sold it for 6k. The same thing. Cost price minus selling price upon selling price multiplied by 100, right? And you can also intuitively look at it as 6,000 minus 5,000 is 1k. So what is, if you now want to take, what is 1k in percentage compared to 5k here, right? So 10% of 5k here is 500, right? Similarly, so 20% is going to be 1k, so which is C. And you can also use the formula, right? The formula is very straightforward. You can use it: 6,000 minus 5,000 upon 5,000. Your selling price multiplied by 100. So this goes with this go with this. You have 15 in the denominator. This minus this is 1,000, right? So you have is this minus this is 1,000, right? So you have this cancel this. 5 here, 1. 5 into 5 into 100 is 20%. You see, so it's straightforward. 3y plus 3 is equal to 11. So you have 2y plus 3 is equal to 11. So you do what we call collecting like terms. This one that does not have a variable like y, you take it to one side. So this is minus 3. So you have 2y at the end of the day is equal to 11 minus 3. You will now get what? 11 minus 3 is 8, right? So y, you now divide both sides by 2. You divide both sides by 2. So you now have your y should be equal to 4. And that's why they got it as 4. Now, if they change these values, like they put 3 here, maybe 7 here, and 30 here, the same thing, you're going to do the same thing. They may change this y to z, n, s, anything. Just put the ones with the variables on one side, the one without the variable on the other side, and you can be able to solve it, right? So it's straightforward, very, very straightforward. So I want to, let's look for another mass. Let's finish this. Please share this video with maybe on your status anywhere. Help those that applied for the custom and other aptitude tests. It's the same thing. Basically, you can see they keep repeating them. So unfortunately, any person that know percentage here, how to collect like terms, divide both sides by anything, will just have it very easy on this particular examination. 25% of 800. Very, very simple, right? 25 divided by 100 of 800. You see 0 cancel 0, 0 cancel 0, and then what do you have? You just multiply this. You get, you multiply 25 multiplied by 8. You see, it's very simple. You get 200, right? So you don't even need a calculator, which I don't know if they will allow a calculator. So you have 5x here is equal to 45. Intuitively, without knowing mathematics, what will you multiply by 5 to give you 45? Everybody knows it's 9. So some of these questions, you just know the answer just by looking at the question. The sum of angle in a triangle is definitely 180. And if you can't remember anything, just remember the equilateral triangle. Every side is 60, right? 60, 60, 60. If you add them up, is 180. So any triangle at all, the interior angles, definitely going to give you 180. Now see, a car is traveling at 60 km per hour. How far will it travel in 4 hours at that same speed? So this is very simple. You just multiply 4 multiplied by 60, right? You can definitely get the kilometer, because they say 60 is equal to 1 hour. So now we don't know the kilometer it will cover in 4 hours. Just cross multiply and then you get 240, and it's straightforward. 60 multiplied by 4, right? So the same thing here. 12 pen costs 480. What will be the cost of 1 pen? You just divide 480 divided by 12. Straightforward. And then some mathematical terms, you just have to know it. When they say perimeter is just very, very straightforward. Perimeter of a square. So we have, let's see, if we have a square, just assume this is a square, right? 5 centimeter. So definitely here is 5 centimeter. 5 centimeter. Perimeter means distance around the shape. So 5, 5, 5, 5 is 20. It's simple, but you just have to know some of these terms, right? So 3 over 5 of 100. 3 over 5 of 100. So you have 3 over 5 of 100. 5 here, 5 here, 1, 5 here should give you what? 5 here should give you 20. Multiply it. So it's 60 is correct. The same thing here. What will you multiply by 8 to give you 64? Clearly, it's straightforward, right? It's the same 8. Now, simple interest question. You need to now recall the formula for simple interest. So those are simple mathematical formulas. So you have interest is normally principal rate time over 100. So if you can remember this, you're good to go, right? So you have here the simple interest on 2000. 2000 is the principal in our case. The rate is at 5% and the time is 2 years. So over 100. So they are asking you what will it be like. So we have this cancel this. So you have this multiplied by this is 10 multiplied by 20 is just 200, and that's why they get C. So you see how simple it is, right? So I don't know how long it has taken, but I think we are done with the mathematics. So we have another one here, right? 10% of 5,000 is 500. Everyone knows this one. This one the same thing. Which number will you multiply with 7 to give you 56? Or you just do divide both side by 7. So you have 7x over 7 is equal to 56 over 7, right? Just divide both side by 7 and then you get your answer, and it's straightforward, right? So do we have any other one? Equal to 5 squared plus 3 squared is straightforward. 5 squared means 5 multiplied by 5, which is 25. So we have multiplied 3 squared is just multiplied by 9, right? So anybody can do this. It's straightforward. Yeah, 25 times 9. So it's very straightforward, right? So 20% of 1/5. 20 divided by 100 multiplied by 1/5. That's all. That's all. So you see, that's all about this particular question. And you can see that the whole of the mass over here with the explanation and everything is around 17 minutes. So share this video, and if you want this particular document which I have solved on it, I can send it to you via email. So just try and share this video to anyone you feel, or just put it on your status, your cousin, your brother, your sister, or yourself. You can use it and then understand the concept. Then in the 40 pages plus, the maths there are more difficult. They are not as straightforward as this one. So subsequent video, I'll be uploading them within maybe in the next 24 to 30 hours. I'll be uploading them. So maybe you can do well to subscribe here, or just follow me on any of the social media you're seeing this, Facebook or YouTube or anywhere. Just subscribe so that you can see the following videos. Thank you, and just share and like. Thank you.